Welcome to SmartLeague software training, event programming. Here is what we will cover in this session. The events section of the system is a programmable matrix of input events to output tasks. Each event can trigger actions on activation and restoral, such as dialing telephone numbers, triggering outputs, printing log entry events, triggering different siren pattern tones, and dialing out voice, contact ID, or SMS messages. The events tree lists all types of events that can occur within the system. Common events are found at the top of the tree. Open an event tree to select the individual events to program. Selecting an event will display the programming window. Event activation will be triggered when the event occurs, such as when a zone goes into alarm. In this example, Zone 1 goes into alarm and triggers phone numbers 1 through 10 to dial, triggers the external siren relay output, and enters the event into the memory log. Restoral is triggered when the event restores, such as when the zone becomes secure. In this example, Zone 1 returns from an alarm state and activates telephone numbers 1 and 2 only and enters a memory log event. Phone numbers 3 through 10 will not be dialed and the siren will remain running for its set time. Macro on event is available for panels with firmware version 6 onwards. This allows a shortcut command to be triggered on event activation. Sounder pattern is used for the Smart Living IV iBus siren and requires the output to be set to the sounder option. This sets the desired siren tone for the event, allowing different events or alarms to trigger different siren patterns. The voice dialer options are used whenever any number is activated that is set as a voice number. The voice message can have 3 parts to it, including the message type and 2 additional lines. The example here will say Zone Alarm, Zone 1. Click the speaker icon to test the message from your PC speakers. Double-click an event checkmark icon to open the text-to-speech editor to edit the voice message. Use the editor to program text-to-speech messages or upload WAV files. Press record to render the sound file and then send to the system. The voice dialer requires the Logo 30S voice module to be installed. Digital dialer is used whenever any phone number is activated that is set for contact ID. The codes are generated automatically based on the event type but can be changed if required. The Other Outputs tab are additional outputs that can be triggered along with the main output. As the example shows, outputs 1 and 2 for the screamer and strobe are additional outputs being triggered. In order to use other outputs for events, they must first be selected by selecting the top of the events tree and then selecting the Configure Other Outputs tab. Select any additional outputs to be used as secondary outputs for events. The Nexus tab is used to send SMS messages to numbers that have the Receive SMS option checked. The automatic SMS option will generate a message based on the event. Selecting the top of the events tree allows for the maintenance of the event section. This allows the installer to reset parts of the event system that have been configured, such as any dialer changes, any changes to contact ID codes, any events that have been configured for dialer activations, or any voice messages that have been configured. Here is an event example of where a system is centrally monitored, but the customer would like an SMS message sent instead of a monitoring call for a single zone alarm. The first step is to ensure that the mobile number is correctly configured to receive an SMS message. The dialer type should be set to Not Used, the channel should be set to Nexus, and the Receive SMS option should be checked on. The next step is to select the required zone under the Zone Alarm event. Deselect all numbers under the activation and restore except for the one to receive the SMS message. On the Nexus tab, enable the SMS event and ensure the automatic SMS is selected. Here we have another programming example of where an output is set up for access control and a request to exit button is required. The first step is to configure the zone input for our request to exit button. For any non-alarm zone inputs, select automation as the type and then select the end of line balancing. Next, in the event list, locate real-time zone and then select the zone that was configured for the REX input. Next, deselect all of the numbers from dialing out and select the required output. This completes this training module.